George Array, who hails from Manyo Division in the Southwest region, is a household name in the country, thanks to his many years with CRTV. But the now famous newscaster started his working career with the military.
This has been a secret to many people, but for the few who had known that I've been a military man, they were surprised. Well, I completed secondary school in 1980, and the junior ones were already pushing very fast behind me. My second follower was already getting to Form 3 in PSSB Songabang, was already entering GTHS that same year, so I had to go to high school, to St. Paul's High School, Bojongo. But knowing the salaries of our poor parents in those days, our father was a primary school teacher, well, he said he could not cope with my school fees, which was about 250,000. My younger brother's fee in PSSB Songabang, which was going to be almost the same, and the one entering GTHS. So somebody had to be sacrificed, and I decided to sacrifice myself. So in 1981, they launched the competitive examination for special recruitment of 60 Marine sub-officers.
Barely 2 years later, he left his job as a Marine sub-officer because, according to him, the promises made to them upon recruitment were not fulfilled.
Out of the 60 who were recruited, 14 of us resigned. And that was something never heard of within the military. We resigned because we were made to understand, and those were the terms of the recruitment, that we were to graduate as sub-officers after our training from Gandhiri, which means just like those from EMIA, when they graduate, you come out sub-lieutenants or lieutenants. We were to graduate as sub-officers. But for 2 years we were there, we didn't see anything forthcoming. And we were summoned before the military tribunal to actually explain. Unfortunately, we didn't understand. Still, children were so naive, and we all gave the same reasons that we joined the military because we couldn't continue school. Our parents hadn't the school fees.
While in search of a new job, he was recruited at the then Ministry of Culture and Information, and later sent to the Department of Broadcasting at the radio as a secretary.
When I resigned from the Navy, I just hurried to Yaoundé and put some applications in some ministries. I even went right to the National Assembly, left applications there for the recruitment as a secretary typist. Sincerely speaking, I will not tell you that I had been a typist, because in secondary school we had typewriting classes, but we the boys often ran away because we knew typewriting was for girls. But from time to time we went in and started hitting on the keyboard. So at least I just said, any day I get a job, I may try. And one day I was called up to the Ministry of Information and Culture. We were 15 of us who were called as secretary typist, and since I was the only boy, we were all recruited without undergoing any tests. And I was transferred then to the broadcasting department, which is the radio, and which was then a department under the Ministry of Information and Culture.
On a certain day, after typing the various leads for the news, he realized that the newscaster was absent. George Array had to brave all odds to present the news for the very first time.
I typed the news for about a year, and nobody was bringing news again to type. One day, I found myself as a secretary typing the news. I went to the machines, cut off the dispatches, wrote out the news. I was typing, but up to 2:33, 2:45, I didn't see any newscaster. It was a tough task for me that day because I found myself presenting the 3 p.m. news with what I had, the scripts I had typed, nobody had gone through. And I knew that coming out of the studio, I think I would just be sent back to where I had just come from because I knew I had done my worst. But when